Good morning, everybody. It's Miss Quinlan coming at you with wet hair today. I didn't have time to dry it. I hope you guys had a nice weekend and enjoyed your Mother's Day. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Penny. Hi, Elijah. I saw some of you made some really nice cards for your mom yesterday. That was really sweet of you. Hi, Maggie. Good morning. I hope you got to spend the day enjoying your mom. Maybe you did something bucket filling for her. Good morning, Jose. Hi, Emerson. Hi, Caleb. Hi, Kellen. Good morning. Nella. Nella's back. Good morning. Okay. While we wait for some more people to check in, let's see what we can read today. You read You're Growing and Some Things I Don't Understand. We read this one a long time ago, but I just like the pictures. Look at this one. How nice. He wanted to find somewhere else to live by the ocean, and then he's thought, you know what? I like it just really nice right here. This one is called Sometimes I Wonder If I've Made a Mistake. I don't know if you've ever felt that way, but I sure have. And this is a character called Daniel Tiger, and look at how worried he seems. And it looks like he's going to get some advice. Let's see. Sometimes I wonder if I made a mistake. Oh, I'm sorry. It says this. Sometimes I wonder if I'm a mistake. I'm not like anyone else I know. When I'm asleep or even awake, sometimes I get to dreaming that I'm just a fake. I'm not like anyone else. Others I know are big and are wild, and I'm very small and quite tame. Most of the time I'm weak and I'm mild. Do you suppose that's a shame? Often I wonder if I'm a mistake. I'm not supposed to be scared, am I? Sometimes I cry and sometimes I shake, wondering, isn't it true that the strongest never break? I'm not like anyone else I know. I'm not like anyone else. I think you are just fine as you are. I really must tell you. I do like the person that you are becoming. When you are sleeping, when you are waking, you are my friend. It's really true. I like you. Crying or shaking or dreaming or breaking, there's no one mistaking it. You're my best friend. You're not a fake. You're no mistake. You are my friend. So Daniel Tiger's so worried. Hi, Zane. That he's not like other tigers. He's not big and strong. Sometimes he gets scared. And sometimes he doesn't feel that strong. And he wonders if there's something wrong with him. And then Lady Eberlin says, no, there's nothing wrong with you. I love you just the way you are. And you don't have to be like any other tigers. You just have to be your own tiger. That's nice. Well, this one's called A Bird Watching Song. And I don't know about you, but I've heard in the news that lots of people are doing bird watching because the city's quieter and there's less people out. You can hear the birds more often than you might have would before. So lots of people are going outside and listening and looking for birds. Maybe you could try it today. It's called A Bird Watching Song. I am the merry bird watcher. I watch them through my telescope. I watch them as they build their nests and gather food and sing and rest. I raise my telescope to my eyes and watch the birds as they fly by. And from this angle I can see the birds as they fly merrily. Ooh, I wonder what kinds of birds you might see today. Okay, very good. All right. Today we're going to learn a new part of grammar called adjectives. Last week we learned that nouns are the people, places, things, and animals that are in our sentences. And we learned that action verbs are the things that you're doing in the sentence. So you could say, I am watching the bird. There's two nouns, I and bird. And the action verb that you'd be doing is watching. I'm watching the bird. Today we're going to learn about adjectives. Can you say that word? Adjectives. And adjectives are words that you use to describe the nouns in your sentence. So I could change that sentence to I am watching the bird to I am watching the brown bird. The word brown is an adjective. That means it's describing the bird, that the bird is brown. Oh, very cool, Nella. Okay, so I'm going to write a sentence and we're going to see if we can think of a color word to describe, to add into the sentence. So I could write a simple sentence like this. Oh man, my broken eraser. So you could write a simple sentence like this. I see a backpack. How could I add an adjective to describe the backpack? Maybe you could type the word in the box. I see a backpack. But we could add a word before right here to describe what the backpack looks like. Maybe a color word. Which color word should we put there to describe backpack? Maybe think about your backpack. I could write, I see a red backpack. Or I see a blue backpack. This word blue is the adjective and the noun is backpack. Oh, very good, Zane. This is a thing. And now we can put a word in front of it to describe what the backpack looks like. Very good. Let's try another one using a color word. The dog is barking. That's a simple enough sentence. The dog is barking. Very good. We could have said pink backpack, green backpack, orange backpack. Very good. How about here? The dog is barking. I could add an adjective right here to describe what the dog looks like. What adjective should I put there to describe what the dog looks like? Maybe it's brown. Maybe it's spotted. Some dogs have spots on them. Maybe it's white or black. What kind of adjective could I put here? Let's see. How about the black dog? The black dog is barking. Hi, Sadie. Very good. So colors we can use to describe things. We can use them as adjectives. We can also use words about size. We can use size as a describer too. So I can write that same sentence. This time I'll leave a blank. But I can put a size word in there too. What are some size words you could use to describe the dog? The little dog is barking, or the big dog is barking. Or you could put two words, two adjectives. The big black dog. The big black dog is barking. There's two adjectives there, a size word and a color word. So you could put two. Good. What other adjective could I put there about size? I could put small, right? I could put small white dog. My mom used to have small white dogs. The small, oh, sorry, that looks so bad, but there's such a teeny space. The small white dog is barking. Very good. So common adjectives, an adjective is a describing word, are color words and size words. Color words and size words. Okay, very good. Those are your IXL topics for the week. Hi, Jair. Remember, if you finish your topics that are on the schedule, you can always click through level C and find new topics to work on, or you can even click to level D if those are a little too easy for you. You can find harder topics to do. I would like you to try to do these since we haven't practiced grammar in a long time, and then you could go to level D and you could try the harder level of those same things. There's a topic called adjectives. You could look there. You could also search for adjectives in the top bar and see what topics come up for you, okay, if it's too hard. If you get to a topic that's too or if that's too easy. If it's too hard, you can go back to level B and you can look in the same category, like you could look for the adjectives in level B and you could practice those and then work up to the level C. All the levels are on the side, and all the topics that you should practice this week are in your schedule. You can open up the schedule and click on it and it'll take you right to the one you're supposed to work on. You just might have to log in first. Okay, they're always on your schedule. So now we're going to learn your math topics. And the math topics that we're going to learn this week are comparing numbers. And it's kind of easy, but we didn't really get a chance to talk about it too much at school. Comparing numbers means looking at two numbers and deciding which one's larger, which one's smaller, or are they the same? And we do that by looking at the tens and the ones. And so the first topic that you're working on is using words to describe that. So the words that you might use when you're talking about numbers, let me try to write them small, are greater than. Greater than means more, the bigger number. Oh, rats. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this small enough. Greater than. Less than. And equal to. What does equal mean? If you and your sister got an equal amount of cereal, what does that mean? It means you got the same, right? So on your topic, you'll see words like this: greater than, less than, and equal to. So when you see a sentence like this, the bigger number or the greater number comes first. So if I wrote this, 77 is greater than blank, what number could you put here? Well, you could put any number that's smaller than 77. You could put 76. You could put 75. You could put 0. You could put 2. When you see a sentence like this, the biggest number comes first and the smaller number comes second. 77 is greater than 2. And when you have numbers that are close, like 76, first we look at the tens. They have the same number of tens, right? But then when we look at the ones, 77 has one more 1 than 76. Very good. Yes, Caleb, you could write 10. Charlie, you could write 72. Very good. And you would look at the same thing for 72. They have the same number of tens. They have 7 tens, but 77 has 7 ones and 72 has only 2 ones. How about less than? This is just the opposite. Here I would put the smaller number and then write a bigger number. So if I wrote 40, oh, that's backwards. 49 is less than blank. 49 is less than blank. That means this is the smaller number, and we have to put the larger number here. So just like before, I could write one number larger, and that would be 50. right? And I can look at the tens. This number has only 4 tens, and this number has 5 tens. So it's less than. There's only one less, but it's still less than 50. What other number could I write here? What number is 49 less than? Less than. So now we need to think of a bigger number. Yeah, I could write 66. 49 is less than 66. This number has 4 tens. This number has 6 tens. Yes, Elijah, I could write 90. 49 only has 4 tens and 90 has 9 tens. Very good. I couldn't write 34 because this number is smaller than 49. This number has 4 tens and this number has 3 tens. So that I would have to put up here. 49 is greater than 34. But yes, you could write 56 because this number has more tens. Hi, Liam. Okay, and the last one, there's only one choice. Equal to means the same number. So if I write 10 is equal to, the only number I can write there is 10. Because if one person gets 10 crayons and the other person gets 9 crayons, that's not equal. One person has more. Equal to means the same number on each side. 10 is equal to 10. What if I write the number 36? 36 is equal to what? What has to go here? Hi, Liam. 36. That's the only number that can go there. Oops. 3's backwards. How about if I put 11 here? 11 is equal to what? 11. Very good. Equal to means that you have the same number there. The same number. Okay. Later in this week, we're going to learn symbols to use that you might see in math problems. A symbol means using a picture like an emoji instead of using a word. So you could, we're going to use a symbol that will show you greater than instead of writing all of the words, and that we'll practice tomorrow. But if you start your IXL, you might see it later today, and if you don't know what it means, hold on to that topic and then I'll show you how to do it tomorrow. Okay? All right, the last thing we're going to do this morning together is we're going to learn some more things creatures do to protect themselves. So think about the things we've learned so far. Can you think of 3 things and say them out loud at your house? What are 3 things we learned about how animals protect themselves? My paper got a little yucky. They used camouflage, right? Some animals look just like the places that they live, and they blend in and you can't see them. Some animals build houses, like these beavers, somewhere they can hide. Some animals are copycats, where one of them is poisonous and the other one is not, and they look just the same. Some have these fake eye spots on them that make them look like big creatures that you wouldn't want to get in a fight with. And then some protect their babies by growing them inside eggs so they're nice and protected in there by the hard shell. So I'm going to read a little bit from this book and then I'm going to read another book to you. So we learned about copycats. Okay. So some animals have what we call armor And armor is something tough on the outside of your body to protect your body parts. And so look at these, some of these tough things that animals have to protect themselves. So the turtle is up first. It says, just as you wear a helmet to protect your head, some animals have protective gear too. But animals' gear is made from shells, bones, or spines and can cover most of their body. The three-toed box turtle has a top shell like all turtles, but its bottom shell is different. It has a hinge in the middle. This lets the turtle fold up in the front and back of the bottom. The top and the bottom shell are sealed together, and the turtle's body is safe from a predator. So if you look here, it's got a hinge, which means it opens up like this. So he has a top shell that stays in one piece, and the bottom shell opens, and then he can tuck his legs inside and close it up, and then he's completely protected. Let's look at this creature here. This is the three-banded armadillo. It's hard to even tell that that is an animal. When the three-banded armadillo from South America is attacked, it rolls itself into a ball. 3 bands of hard shell on this mammal's back protect its soft body inside. If the predator touches it just after it is rolled up, the armadillo suddenly snaps the bands together like a trap. Ouch! The animal's nose or paws gets a nasty nip that it will remember for a long time. So this protection kind of does 2 things. It protects the armadillo, but if you get too close, it might also snap its predator. Here's this creature. This creature doesn't look like it has a shell on the outside, but let's see. This looks like a picture of its inside. I wonder what that is doing to protect it. This is called a hero shrew. The hero shrew from West Africa well deserves this name. On the outside, it looks like other shrews. On the inside, this tiny mammal has an unusually strong backbone. Its backbone is so strong that it supports its small body, can support a man standing on its back. If a person can't crush a hero shrew, could an animal possibly hurt it? So its bones on the inside are so strong. This is probably not much bigger than a rat, that if someone stepped on it, it wouldn't crush it. Look at this over here. What does this say? Strange but true. Sometimes armadillos will run away from an enemy. If it needs to cross a river, it either walks along the bottom, blows itself up like a balloon, and paddles across. So this animal over here can hold its breath really long and either walk on the bottom, or it puffs itself in that ball and it rolls on the top. Wouldn't that be funny? Look at this animal. This is a giant clam. It says some clam shells can be pried open by a starfish, or smashed by a sea otter, or drilled by a sea snail. Not the giant clam. Its shell is too thick and heavy. In fact, the giant clam has the largest shell in the world. It weighs about as much as 3 adults and is about as long as a bathtub. Whoa. This is a bathtub-sized clam. Holy moly. So that's something that we would call animal armor. And I have a whole book here that talks a little bit more about animal armor and some other things that animals do. Other animals' bodies protect themselves. Ooh, have you ever seen this kind of animal before? Would you want to come across that spiky animal? These lions are hungry. They want to eat this porcupine, but they know to beware. The porcupine has body armor. Some animals have spines and others have shells and others have thick, bumpy skin. Body armor helps keep animals safe. So this animal has spines. They're like needles coming out of his back. Sharp spines. Look at how all of these animals have spines. Spiky. It says, would you like to touch these animals? Probably not. Each spine is sharp and pointy. Spines tell a predator to back off. Sharp spines are painful. So this is the saddleback moth caterpillar. Look at its spikes. This is the spiny bush cricket. And this is the spiny orb weaver. Yikes. I would not want to touch one of those. Look at this lionfish. Look at its spikes. Lots of animals have spines. A lionfish has special ones. These spines have venom. And here it tells us what venom means. It says venom is a liquid some animals make that kills or harms other animals. If a predator tries to eat the lionfish, venom will enter the predator's skin. So I definitely heard something I should add here. I should add spines. Stay away from a porcupine. Its sharp spines are called quills. They shake and rattle when danger is near. The quills can stick into an enemy. Ouch! Now there's another chapter, shells. So one thing I could add is spines. The other thing I could add is shells. This is a snail. Look at this snail shell. A shell is another kind of armor. It protects an animal's body. Snails and clams can pull their bodies into their shells. They can't move quickly, but they can hide. So I bet that these shells are also camouflaged, and animals use more than one way to protect themselves, so they can pull their bodies inside, but I bet these shells look an awful lot like the ground where they might be. Many turtles can do this too. They pull their legs and head inside. A turtle has an upper shell and a lower shell. Both shells are hard and they grow with the turtle. The turtle's body is attached to the shell. So here, this is a red-eared slider turtle. Here he is. And then here he is all tucked inside. Other animals have hard coverings over their whole body, even their legs. Here are a bunch of red crabs. This kind of shell doesn't grow. When the animal grows, its shell gets too small. The animal sheds the old shell, then it makes a new one. This one's called molting. So can you see this? This is called a damselfly. So this is its exoskeleton. It grows on the outside, and when it gets too big, he takes that one off and he comes out of it, and then he has a new one that's been built underneath. So this is not two different animals. This animal came from inside this shell. Isn't that cool? So crabs and some insects grow shells as they get bigger, and some stay inside the same shell like turtles. Turtles don't get out of their shells and move to different ones. And this book has some cool facts about animal armor. Look at this first one. It says, many people think porcupines shoot their quills. They don't. Some porcupines have quills that come off when a predator touches them, so they can't shoot them. Look at this fish. It says, a pufferfish has spines that lie flat, but it can swallow water to make its spines stick out. So some of you may have seen this at the aquarium. When it's just swimming, it looks like a regular fish. But if it needs to protect itself, it fills itself up with water, and then it has all these spiky spines. Look at this. Many animals with body armor move slowly. The armor protects them when they can't get away from predators. So they can't move very fast, but they do have like built-in armor. Let's look up here. All birds, here's an eagle's toe. It says, all birds have scales on their toes. I didn't know that. A giant clam can be 4 feet long and weigh as much as 3 adult men, up to 500 pounds. Look at how big that thing is. Wow. And here's a little porcupine. Or hedgehog has spines on its head and back. When it rolls into a ball, its face and belly stay safe from predators. So he can roll himself up, and all that's on the outside are spikes, and the rest of him is protected on the inside. Okay, I think we'll read the rest tomorrow. The next section is about scales, but I have two things I can definitely add here to remember. The first one was spines, like the porcupine, and the second one was shells, like the turtle. So animals have spines and shells to protect themselves. Okay? All right, everybody. Here's what's on your schedule for today. Today is a math score and a Lexia day. See if you can try to get 5 math score stars and try to get 4 Lexia targets. And today you should try to read for 15 minutes. That can be books you have at home, on Epic Books, or on RazKids. And when we come to writing at 1 o'clock today, I want you to think of a new idea. If you didn't finish your first story, you should still work on your first story. But I finished my first story, so now I'm going to think of a new idea, but with those same characters. What can my same characters do in this next story? And maybe you can bring some sketches. Okay? And if you're looking for more fun things to do on your schedule, you can go to the bottom. There's phonics videos and reading videos and science and social studies and math. And there's also brain pop videos and the link where you can listen to Matilda if you want to listen to that as I read it. Okay, I'm going to meet with a group today at 11. I'm going to meet with Elijah, Leo, Jair, Zane, Jose, and Liam too if he wants to come. And the link is in the schedule. Okay? Bye, everybody.